So what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna make fun of my hair. One thing is my hair has gotten really, really long. Yeah, not happy with it. Again, I did it literally in 20 minutes. We're gonna take them out. The initial idea was just to get my hair wavy, so. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. Life has really gotten to us, especially me. We have an update for you, obviously. It's been a couple months and a lot has changed. So welcome to our channel. It's still Henny and Sabrinah. Right now we're obviously in our summer. The kids have just been at it. They are growing and building their own relationships, and every single day it just feels like something new. The biggest update though is Henny and we had made a decision, and I think it was January, and let's just like rewind back to that video.
All right, anyways, so the reason why we're trying to have this conversation and update and bring it to YouTube is obviously, like I mentioned, for the new people, we got 3 kids. We love them kids. We got a 4-year-old, we got a 2-year-old, and we got a 1-year-old. And our conversation right now is, do we add one more to the pack, or do we call it a day and be like, this is the tribe. This is the tribe, and this is what we're doing right now. So yes is for baby, no is for no baby. Got it? Think about this. We got a minute. You have 1 minute. 1 minute, go. Well, obviously, we'll speed up in post. She will. Let's give it an extra 10 seconds. Just think about it again. 10 seconds. Think about life with 4. Think about life without 4. Think about where we are currently. Think about where we're trying to go. Adding on a 4th. Think about the fact that we don't want any more kids in 2026. Think about everything that we talked about we want in our life. Think about the short term. Think about the long term. Think about the short term though. The short term, you're going to really feel it. You open your mind, open yours.
Okay, but you have to open it to the camera.
Okay, ready?
No, not to you, to the camera.
Yeah,
and it's underneath the
Okay. What? Wait, we're both same time?
Uh-huh.
We're both same time?
Yeah.
You ready?
3,
2, 1.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
You fucking said yes.
You fucking said yes, you dunski. What's wrong with us?
What's
bro?
wrong with you?
You're mad.
So after that conversation, Henny and in the following days discussed when would we say, okay, that's enough. We've tried for this many months. When will we accept the fact that 3 kids is enough? We decided on April. It was mainly my decision. Henny didn't really want to rush. January, February, March, all felt like disappointments because we didn't get pregnant. It felt like the more stress I had put on trying to get pregnant, the less my body wanted to. And finally, when April came around, I was okay with not being pregnant, and come to find out, we're pregnant. Yeah, now we're in April, and obviously we're still dropping content, and we tried to double down on content, but I found myself forcing this idea of social media, of content creation, etc., when I just felt like mentally I had tapped out a little bit. I really wanted to focus on myself, and I was very nervous about what this pregnancy was going to bring. This is my 4th pregnancy now, and every pregnancy has been very different. Natai, when I was pregnant in 2020, and the panda was up and coming. We'd gotten pregnant right before the panda. It was really just Henny and I. We both weren't working. We had stopped working because of the pandemic. It just felt serene for us. It felt like I didn't have any FOMO. I didn't have any issues letting go of the life I previously had because I knew it wasn't conducive of being a mother. Henny and we were also developing it was a great time for Henny and I just to be together, develop each other, and really see, we decided to have this baby together and we decided to commit, but at the same time, it's like, anything can happen in those first couple of years. They're the hardest years, honestly, on a relationship, is their first 2 years of having a baby. So we really didn't know what to expect, but I knew when we had decided to have Natai that we were gonna put our all into not just having this baby, but into each other. Regarding sickness, I really didn't get sick with Natai, like in my first trimester. Also, I really didn't show until midway through my 3rd trimester. And I also didn't really tell anyone I was pregnant because, like I said, the world had paused, right? And I too felt like this was my moment to just kind of stay to myself, grow with my family, and just kind of like figure this out, without putting too much pressure on like, my relationship being out in the public, me being pregnant out in the public, and just, I was so happy just to be around my people. Now with Savory, when I got pregnant with Savory, Henny and I really, within those 2 years, it was a rocky time for us. And like I said, I think for any relationship, in the first 2 years of having a baby, it is tough because you get to see sides of that person that you've never seen, even if you were together for 5-10 years. It's a different type of management that you have to deal with. Making that decision in and of itself to have another baby was huge for us. And it was just so overwhelming. And I was so happy because, you know, you can have one child, but to have any more, it's like you don't know, right? Every single time you don't know. And so when we got pregnant with Savory, oh my goodness, I was so happy. I was so happy. Natai was home full time with me. It was in 2022. You know, the world was up and running at that point. I'd gotten pregnant around March, and I remember it vividly. Like a month in, so April hit, and obviously I'm in my first trimester. Everyone's really excited. I had the worst swelling of my glands. I couldn't taste anything. From that onwards, almost my entire pregnancy, I was sick. It was very hard on me. It was hard on my body. It was hard on my mental. And when I say it was tough, it was like I couldn't eat anything. Like I was losing weight because I couldn't keep anything down. I was throwing up constantly. The pregnancies were just like polar opposites. Also, I didn't feel good, and having a toddler running around. He was 2 at the time, but obviously he still requires a lot of attention. And with Henny being back to work, it was like I was home with him most of the time, right? I was tired. I remember being very tired. I remember having the chance to like sleep on the couch, and Natai would just kind of sit there and play by my legs. And it was, you know, it was a different experience. Now my third pregnancy, I was pregnant with Yolani, our girl. We found out a girl. Honestly, we were obviously so happy, and it kind of, you know, became a decision of like, is this gonna be my last pregnancy? And I didn't know, right? Because Henny and I didn't know for sure whether or not we wanted for. But so with Yolani's pregnancy was tough because I suffered from a lot of migraines in that pregnancy, and it really took over my appetite. It took over I was always tired. A lot of it felt like a blur, honestly, and unfortunately she did come out of preemie, and I think that was like the part that stuck out on me the most. She was born about 2 months early, and that situation I think was the hardest on me because I had Savory at home, which was 1, Natai at home, which was 3, and I just felt like I couldn't be a mom to everybody at the time, and I did suffer a lot internally there. Obviously I had my support system, but at the same time it was like every pregnancy is a different scenario and a different situation. So it's very hard to like even compare them, but also like when I say it's difficult or when I say it's hard, it's hard in different ways. And then also I had a complication with my placenta, which internally I suffered a lot physically while she was in NICU. My mental felt shot, my physical felt shot. You really don't have a chance to think. Yeah, I was back and forth in NICU, but like Henny was with the boys, and it was around Christmas time, and it was hard to just be a team there because like we were separated. We had to do different things, and I guess that's a part of being a team, but it was not a part that we had to deal with before. And having to be separated from Henny like every single day, like I was in NICU every single day, like even though it wasn't as long as other people, everybody's experience is different. And with having those boys at home and not being able to bring Yolani home, and you know, it was hard. It was so hard. It felt like the loneliest experience of my life, honestly. Didn't feel like I went through postpartum with the boys, but definitely with Yolani I did. And thankfully Henny and I's relationship, it stood up to its standard. I think through all this, if he didn't understand any of these moments that I had to deal with, like my body, me throwing up, the migraines, if he wasn't on the same page as me, like it would have been a really rocky time. And I think because he held me and himself to a standard of like, this is us, like no matter what, we have to understand each other, is the only reason why I'm able to get through this and why I'm able to like do it again. On a side note, we're getting somewhere. It's better than what I have going on this side. So yeah, that came into a part of deciding to have another baby. was, like I said, I had complications delivering with my placenta, and when you have that once, you're more likely to have it again. And Henny and I really wanted just for things to be okay. We're pregnant now. And as much as it is so exciting, girl, it is not easy. It is not easy. We are in our second trimester, so we have gotten through that first trimester hump of like, you never know what's gonna happen, how you're gonna feel, how tired you're gonna get, etc. But it's not easy. I will say though, it's easier than Yolani's and it's easier than Sabori's. And I'm saying that because it's given the circumstance. I have 3 kids, and I'm pregnant again. And I think that no matter how many kids, when you're pregnant with a toddler or when you're pregnant with kids, it is going to be difficult, but like I had mentioned, difficult in different ways. This pregnancy, I did suffer from migraines in the first trimester, and that's another reason why we had to take a step back from social media and from producing, is because I just did not have it in me to be, to even hide the pregnancy. Like I didn't have it in me really. I have been nauseous, but haven't been throwing up, just like that feeling, and no aversions. With Sabori, I had like every aversion. Like I had an aversion to chicken, to eggs, tomatoes, like everything it felt like that I normally eat. This pregnancy, no aversions. A little bit to meat, but nothing like that's standing out making me throw up. I think in this whole pregnancy so far, I've only thrown up once or twice. If you know, the acid reflux, bleh. Sometimes it goes too far and, whatever you last had just comes up, which is usually water. I will say I haven't gotten as tired in my first trimester as my past pregnancies, but I also feel like I'm tired all the time. Like I said, we're into the second trimester and I feel so much better. It's been a couple weeks now that I feel like I finally have the energy to start putting out into the world again, and even letting you guys know that we're expecting. I really wanted this time around for me to announce my pregnancy, but I've just been working up different ways in my head to announce that I'm pregnant, and just putting so much pressure on okay, how am I gonna announce I'm pregnant? That's it. That's the announcement. That's how we're doing it, and it's the finale, and that's kind of the last thing I want to leave it with is, this is my last pregnancy, and I'm so excited, because even knowing it's your last pregnancy, that feeling of content and of I'm getting this migraine, or I'm feeling sick, but this is the last time I'm gonna get to feel this. Even the baby kicks, this is my last time. Henny and I went for an ultrasound, and our last ultrasound. It's crazy. Everything is it just feels so much more wholesome, because I feel okay, finally I have the whole family with me. But that's the update, and I'm I would say, oh yeah, we're back, but the truth is we're just gonna take it day by day. If you guys have any questions or comments, please write us in the comments, DM me, anything you guys want to see or hear about. I'm not a pro at all, because like I said, all pregnancies are different, but this is my 4th one, so I have learned a little something along the way. So if you guys want to know anything, just write me down below or DM me, whatever the case is. And I'm honestly just so happy that I finally just put it out there, because now I can just start posting about it, because damn, your girl has been nothing but pregnant. Okay, let me go.